Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well. Now, as you guys know, throughout the year, every year, I do lots of reviews of lots of albums. I tell you guys if those albums are good, if they're bad, in my opinion. Then when the year is over, I'll do a list, compiling it all together to tell you which of all these records are most worth your time. You get it, but there's a difference between reviews and opinions and what you're actually listening to from day to day. Or at least, I don't know, there could be. Which is why I'm about to find out what I was listening to this year via the Apple Music replay thing. It's essentially Apple Music's version of, Spotify Wrapped. And I just kind of got the notification that my Apple replay is available. I thought I would look at it and react to it with you guys in real time. Let's see what my replay is. Hey guys, really quickly, wanted to front this video with a disclaimer. I know we just did the Spotify video, ripping Spotify apart, among all the Spotify Wraps and so on and so forth. And me doing this video, going over my Apple Music replay isn't like, to imply that like Apple Music is a super moral company or somehow like absolved of any of the sins of the streaming industry in terms of like ripping artists off. They're not. I mean, they do pay artists better, but like across the board, all of these streaming platforms could be doing much better. However, you guys do legitimately want to know what artists I was listening to kind of casually over the course of the year. And I mean, it is a valid question, and it's not like I don't want to tell you guys that. It is a fun thing to discuss for sure. It's just that I don't want to do that without, obviously like addressing the elephant in the room, that the way artists are treated by these platforms and ripped off by these platforms is trash. But with that being said, I thought I would still show you guys what I listen to because obviously you want to know. So, here it is. Love you. Okay, we're jumping in. All right, my year in music. Play my highlight reel. I don't know if I want to play my highlight reel. I just want to kind of go down. All right, who are my top artists? Okay. Actually, this kind of makes sense. This makes big sense. I have spent a lot of time this year, and look, this is like pretty much like my free time, my free listening to whatever music I feel like time. This is not like stuff I'm reviewing per se, but yeah, I've spent a lot of, minutes, at least like in comparison with everything else, listening to Viagra Boys. I don't know, when I have some downtime, I've just been enjoying the entirety of their discography. Of course, I've been going back to my most positively reviewed album of theirs, Cave World, a record that is truly fantastic and amazing from front to back. But I've been listening to Welfare Jazz a bit. I've been listening even more to Streetworms. It's just a lot of grimy, disgusting post-punk bangers, and I can't get enough of it. It's just fun. It's wild, endlessly replayable, and I just kind of keep going back to it. Then after that, an artist who actually released a record this year, and a majority of the time that I've spent listening to this artist is actually with their latest LP, Everything Harmony. Yeah, I've really been loving that Lemon Twigs record. It's just really fun. It's really anthemic. It's super hooky. And yeah, for sure, it's like not the most original sound on the block in terms of like, kind of bringing back that old kind of, ballad-like 70s pop and soft rock vibe. But it's just so damn infectious, and I can't stop. I just keep coming back. Any time of day. It's so good. It's just so damn good. Cheek Face. I've been spinning a ton of Cheek Face. America's local band. I think they are one of the best groups out there currently in terms of grooves and lyrics. The record I reviewed of theirs, their latest one came out last year. I believe they have a new one coming very soon. So I've just been kind of enjoying their quippy, silly, fun vibes. Very absurdist. Lots of social commentary in there as well. 4 is LCD Sound System. I've said this before, I will say it again. LCD Sound System is like one of my favorite groups of all time. And, over the past year and a half, when I have had downtime, I've been spending a lot of time listening to Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, and also Like Clockwork. Rated X as well. I mean, I've been kind of going back to their stuff. I actually even did a video earlier this year, kind of doing a tier list of their stuff. Going deeper in here, Pink Floyd is actually ranking pretty high. Yeah, they're at number 6, mostly because I've spent quite a bit of time this year working on the Pink Floyd Worst to Best. I know it's not out, and I'm sorry to kind of spoil it in this way a little bit. But yeah, I have been working on that. It's just not done yet, and I'm sorry. I have been listening to a lot of Queen is Dead, so the Smiths set number 7 isn't a surprise. I actually kind of did that De La Soul video earlier this year as well on the Fantano channel, and yeah, I was actually listening to a lot of De La Soul casually around that time when I decided to, you know, kind of like tear out their records. Amazing catalog from De La Soul. Sufjan Stevens, yes, at number 9. Not too surprised about that because I have been kind of like spinning casually a lot of you know, his new LP. It's a beautiful record. It's a gorgeous record, in fact. And you know, I've been kind of just like going to that one again and again because it's just so stellar and so fantastic. Third Eye Blind at number 10 is a little surprising, though maybe not entirely. I've kind of rekindled a bit of a love for their debut album. I used to have it on CD back in the day. I kind of went back to it recently and gained a newer appreciation for it. It was really kind of hitting, and I'm loving the combination of alt rock and emo and a host of other things on that record. And it's just like really good, catchy quality songwriting all over that album, even if it's not like the most definitive sound under the sun. What do we got at number 11? Lana Del Rey, I've really been enjoying that new LP. Number 12 is Trippie Redd, most likely because I've had to listen to a lot of his stuff just for reviews, which is also the case for Drake, which is also the case for Ed Sheeran. I feel like we're kind of digging into the artists I'm listening to not so casually at this point. And, you know, Danny Brown is in the mix there too. I do listen to quite a bit of Danny casually, honestly, but, you know, he's definitely landing in the top 15 because I've had to listen to his stuff quite a bit due to the release of his latest album. And there you go. Those are my top 15 artists of the 2,000 artists I've listened to this year, which is that an inordinate amount of artists? I mean, it could be. I do have to listen to a lot of different artists week to week just because of like, you know, certain records coming out and stuff like that. While 1,700 minutes might seem maybe a little low in comparison with some of the Spotify Wrapped I've seen with people's like favorite artists of all time, 2,000 artists seems like a bit much. I feel like I'm artist maxing. Yep, Lemon Twigs. Anytime I die. I just sang it earlier because that's just such a stellar song off the new record. So that being number 1, I'm not really surprised about. Yeah, I've really been enjoying that, you know, one Indigo D'Souza track, You Can Be Me. That is a stellar song, personally, on a somewhat different level. I can kind of relate to some of the lyrics on the track, and, you know, it just really kind of hit me. Just really hit me, honestly. Adam Green, Freeze My Love. I've been just kind of loving the hell out of that song. I do really like Adam Green as a songwriter, and I was kind of going back into his catalog, and that song just really freaking, I don't know, it just hit me, and I just like really have been playing the hell out of it. We Need a Bigger Dumpster, Cheek Face. I mean, they're in my top 5, so I'm not surprised to see a Cheek Face song in here. Make Your Own Kind of Music from Cass Elliot. You know, it went viral on TikTok earlier this year, and I mean, I've already heard the song, but like hearing it again in that context just kind of made me like, whoa, holy shit, I kind of just want to listen to this casually a bunch of times. Yeah, we're seeing more Viagra Boys, more Lemon Twigs, which again, not surprising considering they're in my top 5. Okay. Oh, I'm Just Ken. We went all the way to the last 5 over here by accident. Yeah, I've most definitely played I'm Just Ken 41 times. I'm actually surprised I didn't play it more. And Up on the Roof by the Drifters. Up on the Roof. Really beautiful song, honestly. I've put this on Mix for Somebody. It also got featured in an episode of Joe Pera's you know, show, and I've just been kind of like spinning it like crazy ever since, honestly. Top albums, not really surprising, considering what we've already seen of the top 5. Tony Molina has gotten a lot of plays because his albums are just like really short. The songs are really short, so it's kind of easy to play through a lot of tracks all at once. And also, I've listened to tracks from over 1,400 albums this year, not to ignore the fact that I've spun 8,000 different songs, almost 9,000. But yeah, almost 1,500 different albums getting played in some capacity this year. That's kind of insane. Are most people listening in my audience? Are most people listening to 1,500 different albums? That seems like a bit nutty, but yeah, it's a lot of albums. Also, the Tiny record, yeah, I spun that quite a bit. The Dominic Fike record, yeah. I mean, these are albums I'm spinning a lot just to kind of like do reviews. The Mac DeMarco album. How is it 106 plays when it has 200 tracks? I've spun that fucking record. Top genres: alternative, hip hop, rock, pop, electronic. Nothing too surprising there. Okay, let's see. We have Milestones. 50,000 minutes. Just 50,000 minutes. That's it? That can't be the totality of all the music I've spun this year, especially when you sort of like count YouTube and stuff like that. That's kind of crazy though. There are people on the internet with way more minutes of music logged in than even me. And I'm the music guy. How are you listening to more music than I am? Maybe I'm getting exposed here inadvertently, but either way, it's still quite a bit of music, okay? And at least you guys can rest assured that, I have a life outside of just, kind of listening to songs. But maybe I need to make a larger commitment this year to spending more time listening to music. All right, well, there you go. My Apple Replay. There you have it. It's there in full. Thank you very much for watching. That is what I listened to this year, and you guys are the best. I appreciate you coming through and clicking on this video. Over here next to my head is another one that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Apple Music Replay, forever.